Hi, my people. Welcome to our newest YouTube video on my YouTube channel, Lamarr Townsend Tarot. Make sure if you're new, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Also, check out my second channel on YouTube. The link should be in the description box below and the comment section below. It is called Lamarr Does Life. It's my vlog channel, my lifestyle channel, my cooking channel. I talk about all things life. So check out Lamarr Does Life on YouTube. Once again, if you're new to this channel, I am Lamarr Townsend. I'm a psychic and energy channeler, a tarot reader, and an astrologer. And I am available for personal readings, so if you would like a personal reading, definitely check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Readings typically take 1 to 3 days or less to get back to you, unless you book a phone reading. Then usually phone readings have same day priority depending on your schedule and mine. All right, but definitely check out my website for readings, for classes, for products and services and candles. Check out my Twitch. Of course, subscribe to my YouTube, become a member of my Patreon, and check out my podcast on Spotify, Google, Anchor, and more. You can also scroll down, of course, and view all of the reviews from people who have verified purchased readings from me, and scroll down and follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. If you would like a reading, you would go directly to the store section of my website. This is where you can go to view all the rates, like I said, services and products and classes that I offer. I do classes as well, alright? So if you'd be interested in any classes or things like that, definitely check out my website, the store section. I do birth chart readings, both compatibility birth chart readings, individual birth chart readings. I actually did a birth chart reading on Michael Jackson on my YouTube channel years ago. Look that up. It is still on my YouTube. I do mediumship readings on my YouTube channel if you want to connect to those who have passed on and hear messages they have for you. I do past life readings. I also do phone psychic tarot readings, email psychic tarot readings, video recorded psychic tarot readings. I do spiritual development classes. I do astrology classes. I do tarot classes. I do dream interpretation readings and so much more. So definitely check out my website, like I said, and see what would be of interest to you. I'm always here for class readings and anything of that sort. So thank you all for joining me on this video. And part 1 will be for all the viewing public. Part 2 will be for YouTube members only of this video. So if you want to see part 2, become a member by clicking the join button. It should be next to the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. Once you click that button, you'll have access to part 2 of this video and part 2 of all the other countless videos I've done already. So here we are. I'm very excited. I told you all yesterday I had a juicy video coming, and here we are. We have a conversation with no one else but the Michael Jackson. So like I said, I've done quite a few readings on Michael on my YouTube channel before. I did a birth chart reading on him years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. So like I said, I'll try and maybe put it in the description box or comment section below. I did a tarot reading on him a few times, I believe. So, but the reason why this video came about is because I actually had a dream about Michael a few days ago. I had a dream that he was in my home, in my apartment. It was me and my brother here, and my brother's around the same age. And what's funny is that when Michael, well, I guess it's not funny, but when Michael passed away, my little cousin, who's the youngest of us all, ironically now the tallest of us all, even though we're still older than him, my little cousin, who at the time Michael passed away had to be about like maybe 5, probably older than that, like 8, 9, maybe 10 or something like that, and became obsessed with Michael. Meanwhile, us, older kids grew up on Michael. We grew up listening to his music, watching The Wiz and stuff like that, so we already knew who Michael was, but our little cousin became obsessed with Michael when he passed away, because once he passed away, all the games came out and his music, and everyone was buying everything Michael Jackson. So but that same brother, around that time, we were all listening to Michael and reminiscing about Michael. In the dream, my brother, that was around at that time, it was me and my brother in my home, in my apartment that we're in right now. And for some reason, Michael Jackson was in my apartment, just living life, being himself. He had on a red shirt, he had on black pants, he was really tall, taller than I expected him to be. I would say almost maybe about 6 foot, 5'11", 5'12", something like that. He was really tall, and me and my brother were so geeked out that Michael Jackson was in my home, in my apartment. Like, we just couldn't get over it. So the last thing I remember dreaming was, and this is when it felt really real. I woke up remembering the dream. Days later, I still remember every detail of the dream, especially this one detail. I don't know why this sticks out the most. But towards the end of the dream, right before I woke up, I remember Michael was going through my closet, my clothes closet, because it was in my room. I have two closets in my room. I have a closet where I keep all my nice clothes and stuff that my cat loves to go in, and then I have another closet that I need to go through that has like just it's kind of like my storage closet, I guess you could say. So he was going through my clothes closet, just looking through stuff. I don't know why he was looking through stuff, but it's Michael Jackson, so it is what it is. You don't question Michael Jackson, right? So he's going through my closet, and I just kind of go up to him, very quietly, not wanting to disturb him, even though he's in my home, in my closet. And I just kind of went up to him, and I was like, Michael, you think before you leave, could I get a picture? And I think he said yes. He was really nice about it, but then I woke up, and I was like, that was a really weird dream. So here we are with Michael Jackson, ready to have a conversation. I feel like that it felt really real. It felt like that was really his energy, his essence, like him as a human being. So I felt like, thinking about it a couple days later, I was like, I wonder if I need to do a reading on him. So here I am, ready to do a reading on Michael and see what he has to tell us. All right, we're in such a state of the world right now. I would really be interested to see what he has to say. And I think in part two, depending on what he talks about, I may ask him some questions in terms of what he thinks about the world and the state that we're in right now. All right. So if you want to see that, check out part two. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and cleanse the energies. Sorry for my long story time. I wanted to tell you all how we got here. Thank you for cleansing and clearing the energy of this space. Thank you for opening up a channel so that I can get a good connection with the energy, the essence of Michael Jackson. Thank you for allowing Michael Jackson to come through and give us any clarity and insight he needs to give us. In the name of the Mother, the Daughter, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Thank you for protecting my energy, my thoughts, my mind, and my emotions. Thank you for protecting the energy of Michael and those watching. Amen, amen, amen. All right, I'm a little nervous, but Michael, thank you for being here. We invite you in your energy to have a conversation with us. He has on really lovely jewelry. He has on almost like a Egyptian-looking bracelet. But you know how they have the bracelets that kind of clasp? It looks like it's in the style of that. It has the gold, it has the blues and the reds, but it's stoned. It looks like it's like every piece of it is stoned, but the stones are different colors. And it's kind of more foldable, so it looks like it's like maybe a more modern version or something like that. It's really beautiful. He has that on his wrist. He is wearing glasses. I think that could be because he's shy. It takes him a while to get comfortable. I mean, there's something about his eyes where I feel like he doesn't really like people looking in his eyes, or he doesn't like looking people in their eyes. I think he doesn't like people looking in his eyes because he can sense things when people look in his eyes. That scares him, I get. Sometimes it scares him. He's like, he kind of gives me, you can tell people's, he's giving me the energy of, you can tell people's genuineness by looking in their eyes. I felt like that was the kid in him. I'm just describing, he's wearing this, almost like the same red shirt I saw him in my dream. But this red shirt he's wearing now looks almost like similar to mine. It's almost like see-through mesh, silky kind of texture. You look great, Michael. I mean, you just look fabulous, alright? So thank you so much, Michael, for being here. Is there anything you'd like to say to start the reading? He says, well, I'm here. I'm here. It's nice to be here. He says, I did visit you in your dream. He says, I did want to talk. He's saying, I may have to talk in code. And he's showing me a Disney movie. The Disney movie, is this, you're showing me, is this, what is it called again, Michael? He says the Blair Witch, or the Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, something like that, trying to like trip me up. That is not the name, Michael. What is, this is Beauty and the Beast, right? Is this what you're showing me? Because she's showing me, it looks like the teacup. I'm wondering, like, what's the reference with the teacup? There's something with the teacup. And not the chipped one, right? That was Chippy. I feel like the mother of Chippy, there's something there. Like he's almost saying maybe he knew the person behind that character, or he knew who played that character, or that character reminds him of someone. It almost like kind of gives me the energy of it reminds him of his mom, high strung kind of thing. So maybe there's something where he wants to say something to his mom or get through to his mom. That's what I'm picking up. He says yes, but there's deeper meaning and context to that movie and that character specifically. He's saying you may have to look it up later or look into it later, but there's a reason why I'm bringing that up in the beginning as my first thing to say. Okay. Once again, he's saying he goes like this. Once again, speaking in code. Um. He's saying the reason why I'm speaking in code is because he's saying I want people to understand the beauty of art and the way that art influences life. He's saying the world is in detriment. He says it starts at the top. He says movies speaks in code. TV shows, music, all speak in code. So he's saying it's important to know how to speak in code and how to decode things and understand things and how things are coded. He says hiding in plain sight. Then he's showing me a lipstick. 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 Powders. He's showing me putting lipstick on your mouth, putting lipstick on your lips, putting powders on your eyes. He says dangerous. He says that allegedly they're putting stuff in makeup or lipsticks that could be dangerous. And then he kind of makes reference to his song Dangerous. So now I feel like I have to look up the lyrics for that. Michael, do you mind if I just look up the lyrics to your song Dangerous really quickly? Because you're really speaking in some deep codes here. And I'm just like, wow. Okay, Dangerous. Michael Jackson lyrics. Okay, it says, oh god. It says, the way she came into the place, I knew right then and there was something different about this girl. The way she moved her hair, her face, her lines, divinity in motion. Interesting. As she stalked the room, I could feel the aura of her presence, every head turned feeling passion and lust. Divinity in motion. I feel like that means something. The girl was persuasive, the girl I could not trust, the girl was bad, the girl was dangerous. I never knew, but I was walking the line. Come, go with me. I said I have no time. And you pretend we didn't talk on the phone. My baby cried. She left me standing alone. She's so dangerous. The girl is so dangerous. Take away my money. Throw away my time. You can call me honey, but you're no damn good for me. She came at me in sections with the eyes of desire. I felt trapped into her web of sin. A touch, a kiss, a whisper of love. I was at the point of no return. Deep in the darkness of passion's insanity, I felt taken by lust's strange inhumanity. Wow. I felt taken by lust's strange inhumanity. Interesting. The girl was persuasive. The girl was dangerous. I never knew, but I was living in vain. She called my house. She said, "You know my name, and don't you pretend you never did me before." With tears in her eyes, my baby walked out the door. Dangerous, the girl is so dangerous. I have to pray to God, because I know how lust can blind. It's interesting you keep bringing up lust in this song, Michael, and makeup and eyeliner and lipstick can be associated with lust. I felt taken by lust, strange inhumanity. Interesting. So there's a connection between lust, inhumanity, and makeup? It's a passion in my soul, but you're no damn lover or friend of mine. I cannot sleep alone at night. My baby left me here tonight. Cannot cope till it's alright. You and your manipulation, you hurt my baby. And then it happened to me. She touched me for the lips of a strange woman, drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth was smoother than oil. But her inner spirit and words were as sharp as two-edged sword. But I loved it because it's dangerous. That's interesting. Okay, I feel like I feel like he's making a connection to makeup, maybe the makeup industry, the beauty industry, lust, and like taking advantage or manipulation, inhumanity. It's almost like you don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Is that what you're saying? All we see is the lust, the beauty, the this, the that. He's saying yes, exactly. He's saying I want people to look deeper in the lyrics and understand the power of art, the power of music, the power of creativity to tell the truth. And when he says that, he kind of bangs his fist down to tell the truth. He goes just like that. Damn, I felt that. Okay, so because that was so interesting, I had to look up Mrs. Potts. So it says her name is Mrs. Potts in the Beauty and the Beast movie. And it says Mrs. Potts is Chip's mother and the castle head of the kitchen and has a loving motherly feel. When the enchantress curses the beast, she is transformed into a teapot. In her first appearance, she helps Maurice get comfortable. She helps comfort Belle when she is made to stay at the castle in exchange for her father's freedom. Mrs. Potts also tries to help the beast try to become more civil to Belle, although the efforts fall apart when Belle refuses to come to dinner. It says Angela Lansbury. Interesting. So I guess Angela Lansbury played Mrs. Potts. I wonder what her connection is to Michael Jackson. It says Angela Lansbury, who has been known for playing many despicable characters throughout her Broadway career, noted that in the aftermath of her film role as Mrs. Potts, children no longer hid behind their parents in fear when around her, and instead treated her like a heroine. Mrs. Potts is portrayed by Emma Thompson in the live-action version of The Beauty and the Beast. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm still kind of baffled as to what that means, but that does give me more context. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. That gave us more context on that. Michael, what else do you have to tell us? This is actually a really juicy reading. He says the weather. Oh gosh, okay, the weather. He says the weather's bad, man. He says, and it's only gonna get worse. I have to say allegedly, Michael. Um, for YouTube purposes only, okay? Just saying. He says the powers that be don't care because they can afford to live in comfortable spaces with good air quality and things of this nature. They can afford when there's, outbreaks, tsunamis, and stuff like that to fly away and get to safety. So it doesn't really bother them. But there's something about the weather. He says rising sea levels. And then he kind of equates rising sea levels to tears. Tears. He shows me the cupping of two hands, almost as if they're reaching to embrace, but they end up making a circle like Earth. Like this. Like it's like, you know how like when you see hands going like this, you know that aren't my own. Imagine these are two separate hands, right, from two different people. And when you see two hands going like this, you expect them to embrace, right, like that. But he's almost showing it like they go like this to embrace, you would think, but they end up creating a circle. All right, which I'm horrible at, but you get what I'm trying to do here, right? Like they end up making a circle. So it to me that symbolizes, it's almost like a symbol for we are of Earth, we are all from Earth, no matter if we're black, white, blah blah blah, right? But it's almost like save Earth, and I really think that's what Michael was about saving Earth. He kind of puts out his hand and wants me to give him a high five. Yeah, he says exactly. Oh wow, he hands over one of his jewelry pieces. I don't know if this is for me to hold or keep, but thank you, Michael. I'm gonna hold it close to my heart. He says keep it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Wow, I don't even know what to say, child. He says you get it. He says the world doesn't revolve around you or anyone else. The world revolves around, or the world, he says the world revolves within the universe. It's bigger than us. He says, he kind of points to himself. He says they kept trying to make it about me, but it was never about me. It was about everything else going on behind the scenes. They used me as a distraction, he says. He says, but everything's in the art, everything's in the music, everything's in the catalogs, everything's in the books, everything's in the history, he says. He says the history tour. He says, go look back at the history tour. All right. Do you have anything else to say, Michael, before we head over to part 2? Because this is getting a little bit long. He says, not everything is as it seems. This is interesting. Okay. He says, your paper money and your coins are more valuable than you think. He kind of shows me Wi-Fi signals and signals being transmuted, and it's like you live in this world of so many signals and transmutations that you don't even recognize signals that are out there. You're walking past them and you don't even you're not even tuned into signal. It's like there could be a hidden camera that's putting out signals in, like, you know, like maybe like hidden in a tree, or hidden in a light pole stand or something like that. This is all just as an example he's going, but you wouldn't be able to tell because you can't feel it, you can't sense it, you can't feel the transmitting vibes it's sending off or something like that. He's almost saying, like, as a human being, we should be able to tell those things. We should be able to tap into those things. We should be able to sense when there are transmitters and, you know, signals being crossed. You know, we should be able to feel that. Why do we not feel that? Why are we not tuned in to the highest degree, he says. He kind of goes walking zombies. And then he shows me Thriller. Michael, we have to get to part 2 because I have so many questions to ask and so much I want you to get into. All right, this is really juicy, so we're gonna go ahead and get into part 2. We're gonna take a little break. I need a water break, Michael, and then we'll come back to it to do film part 2. Thank you so much for being here. What do you have to say to your fans who just still love you? So many of us love you. We still love your music. I was listening to Loving You from Escape the other day, and I'm sure you know that already. So, just what last message do you have for the fans, Michael? He says, I love you. I love you all. I hear you. I hear your tears. I hear you. I see you dancing, he says. I see you singing. I see you laughing. I see the joy that you all get that comes from my work. Old, young, and in between, he says, and I truly appreciate it all. And he kind of puts his hand on his heart. Like that. Like he's humbled by that. Like truly. He goes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Michael. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get into part two. Remember, if you want a reading, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Michael is still very shy. You know, even though he's Michael Jackson, he's very shy, and I find that very endearing. All right, you guys. We're going to go ahead and get into part two. Once again, thank you so much, Michael, for being here. We just surround you with love and light. All right, and we'll see you in part two. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in your own personal reading. Either way, I'll see you soon. Love and light.